Greetings LEGO and D&D nerds, my name is Ian and welcome to Brick Bestiary, the show where I show you how to build D&D creatures out of LEGO bricks. Today we are going to be talking about golems, which begin on page 167 of the 2014 Monster Manual, but this is not actually the inspiration for these golems. We're going to end up with something maybe similar to a clay golem. That might be a solid stat block to start off from, although I don't know about the acid absorption. Might want to switch that to a different damage type. Instead, I'm going to be building golems inspired by this book, and not just this book, but Dungeon Meshi in general. This is the Adventurer's Bible that I picked up at Anime Expo, and very light spoilers if you haven't watched the show or read the manga, but there's an episode devoted to these golems on which they are growing vegetables, as you can see here on this page. He's kind of this hulking dirt golem, and there's a little garden on his back, which is just so cute, and I loved it so much. And as soon as I saw that episode, I wanted to try to build a LEGO version, so that is exactly what I did. We're going to start off the golem with this piece here. This is a Hero Factory hand piece. It's meant to attach claws and be like a large hand. And this is the piece that really kind of inspired this build. I loved the shape of it, and I was very intrigued to see if I could use this as kind of the upper back and shoulders of the golem, this sort of kind of rough but rounded area with a head in this general direction and then a body beneath it. That was kind of the vision I was going for. So I designed this golem around this piece, which is why I think we should start here. First, we're going to take one of these ball joint pieces that has the Technic axle all the way through, and we're going to clip it into the socket on this Hero Factory hand piece. We want the socket to be pointing back like this. Then we're going to take a 2x2 round plate and attach a 1x1 stud with a hole all the way through the stud on the back like this. Then two black studs diagonally across from each other on the front with a quarter round tile in between them here, and one of these half round tiles on the bottom angled like this will form our golem's face. Then I will take a 3 long bar element and place it into the back of that stud into the Technic socket there, and slide it through the Technic axle hole in that ball joint to connect the head to the golem. This is the look that I was going for, and so now you can see this has formed the head and shoulders of our golem. We just need to attach it to the body. So for the lower section, we're going to start with 2 of these 2x2 brackets that has studs on the sides and front. We're going to place a 2x2 with a bar onto the top of each one, and then we will lock those together with a 2x2 tile like this. Then we'll flip this over so this becomes the bottom and span these 2 studs here with a 2x2 plate. Then on the other side, I'll attach a 1x2 plate and a 2x2 curved slope piece like this. I'll place 2 double cheese slopes above these bar handles sticking out of the sides here, and then take 2 1x1 studs and place them on these back studs with a cheese slope pointing inward on each one. Then I'll take this 2x4 slope piece and place it on the top studs here, connecting to this plate. And on these back 2 studs here, I'm going to center a 1x3 plate so that the open studs go into the pins in between the studs like this. Then I will place a vertical clip onto each end of that plate, which I can connect onto these clips on the back of our shoulder piece, just like that. For the legs, I'm going to take one of these 2 brick tall slopes that's 2x2. I'm going to put a jumper tile on the top and a 1x1 clip. I'll make the other leg exactly the same way, and then clip these legs onto these bar handles here and here, and rotate them a little bit so that they're angled outward. Now for the arms, I'm going to take one of these 1x4 inverted slope pieces and attach one of these hinge elements into this offset right here. Then I'm going to take a stud with a bar on the side, connect it here, and lock that in place with a 3x1 slope and a cheese slope on the end. On the lower end here, I'm going to take a 1x1 plate, place that on top with a 1x2 slope covering it. Then I'll take a 1x1 horizontal clip and place that on the end to be a hand, locking it in place with this inverted 1x2 slope. Then I'm going to insert this bar into the snot stud of a 1x1 snot brick, and I'll connect a vertical clip onto the back with a brown stud on that and a 1x2 plate. And then I'll add a cheese slope to the other end angled inward like this. The other arm will be almost exactly the same, except the hinge is going to face the other direction, and so will the pin. So I'll go ahead and lock that into place with the slope, then attach the cheese slope and build up the hand the same way as I did before. Now I have 2 arms that are a mirror of each other. On one of them, I'm going to attach this 1x1 bracket in the offset stud here so I can add some detail later. But I want to give a little asymmetry to the golem, so I'm only going to do it on one side. Now I'm going to take these arms and attach the vertical clip into these bar handles on the sides here. And I can rotate that bar in the snot socket to determine the angle that I want the arm to be at. Lastly, to prep our golem for his vegetables, I'm just going to cover up this section of the back by placing 2 studs onto the clip, and then these 2 wedge plates diagonally over those studs like this. That'll give us some places to attach vegetables onto this golem. Now to put a garden on this guy's back, I'm going to build some Lego cabbages to attach. I'm going to start with this 1x1 snot stud, and 4 of these leaf elements. I'm going to attach them onto each stud, angled like this so that they're kind of flat at the bottom, and I'll just keep going around like this. And then on the top stud, I'll place one of these little green floret pieces. And now we have a Lego cabbage. I've made a few here in a few different variations. We have 2 in this darker green, 2 in this brighter green, and 1 in this kind of lime color. Also notably, these 2 are built with the top stud facing up, and these 2 are built with the top stud facing down, so there's an exposed stud on the bottom. This one is also stud up with a tile, and then I have inserted this 3 long green bar. That way this one can be attached into this hole here, right in the center of the back. The 2 that have studs on the bottom, I'm going to attach here and here onto these plates on the shoulders. And the 2 with studs on the bottom, I'm going to attach here and here onto his back. And then finally, I'm just going to take one of these green studs with little petals and attach it onto this bracket on his arm to give him a little sprout growing there as well. So that is the cabbage version of our golem. I actually built a second one. The golem is exactly the same, but this one is farming pumpkins instead. As you can see right here, I swapped out this 1x2 plate for the rounded version with holes in the studs so that I could use these sprout elements to pin leaves in place, and those leaves give me an attachment point for a few pumpkins and a couple of vines. This one is just connected directly to those wedge plates here, and then this pumpkin is connected to a green stud with a 45-degree bar into that hole in the center of the back. I loved how both of these guys turned out, and I happen to have this same Hero Factory hand piece in a couple other colors, so I couldn't help myself, and I didn't just stop with 2 garden golems. I also built this rocky version using a gray piece, and I decorated him with a bunch of crystal protrusions here on the arms and on his back, connected with some translucent studs with a 45-degree bar. I like how this one turned out too. He's kind of reminiscent of something from the Power Miners theme, and I just love that. But that's not all, because I also had a white version of the Hero Factory hand, and I made this snowy golem with Christmas trees on his back. This one I just absolutely love. I don't know why, I don't know what it is about the Christmas trees, but I just love this one so much. As you can see, I just have some simple tree designs here using these fern pieces. This one's using the flower stems, and I connected them directly into the open studs on these rounded 2x2s. And then oddly, I couldn't find any 2x2x2 slope pieces for his feet in white, so I ended up making him some brick-built feet using the same 2x2 snot bricks that I used in the center, but in white, and then I attached some slopes to them and made him a little bit blockier, which also probably would have looked good on the stone golem if I'd had those in dark gray. So here is my full array of golems. We have 2 vegetable garden golems, a cabbage and a pumpkin, a crystal stone golem, and a Christmas tree snow golem. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments how you think these guys turned out and which version is your favorite. I absolutely love all of them. The garden ones are the originals, and that was my whole inspiration, but the Christmas tree one, for some reason, is really working its way into the top slot, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm just excited for Christmas this year. But anyway, as I was saying, thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to let me know what creature you think I should build next.